Welcome everyone to week 2 of the Lost Woods Draft League, and this week I am taking on the Worcester WooSawks, coached by Mohammed, LumiShen, and I'll be honest, I'm a little bit scared this week. Just getting right into it, there are a lot of really good Pokemon on Mohammed's side, and a lot of really fast Pokemon, which I don't love, specifically this Dragapult, that I'm really not looking forward to. The Blossom actually is new. I don't believe that's going to be legal for this week. The matchup that I have is it's the Stonjourner. That is still viable for week 2, so he could still have the Stonjourner in place of this Blossom. But he's got, the competitive Meowstick for my multiple Intimidate users. He's got the Armarouge that just can blow holes in my entire team. And then some really good just board and speed control options with the Fake Out on Shiftry and Hitmontop and Raichu, and Nuzzle, Electroweb, Tailwind. There are just so many scary things he can do. And so, this week I've decided it's finally time. We're busting out the pledges. I think that is just where we have to start this week to give my team the edge that it needs in order to overcome everything that Mohammed's going to be able to throw at me. And so I have all 3 pledge moves ready to go this week. We are either going to set up the Swamp so that I can outspeed everything. We are going to set up the Sea of Fire so that I can get some nice residual damage as 1/8 of my opponent's HP every single turn, which is so nice. Or we set up the Rainbow, which I think is the least useful for me this week. It's also going to be the most difficult for me to set up, I think, but would give me it would double, essentially acts as a Serene Grace, so it doubles the secondary effects of my moves, which I don't have a ton of on this team, but could be nice, could be very cool. Just diving right into it, the team overall is built around these pledge moves. The Meowscarada is as fast as I can go, so I can get off a Grass Pledge as quick as possible. I still want to try to do damage. Dark type damage is going to be very good this week for me, so I have the Terra Dark with Sucker Punch and Knockoff, and the ability on Meowscarada doesn't matter too much. I'm Overgrow instead of Protean because at the very least, if I'm Overgrow, he'll see that I'm not Protean, and that will at least bluff Flower Trick, so I can potentially hide, a Sucker Punch or a Knockoff for game 2 or game 3. I can try to hide that information a little bit better. The Samurott is Assault Vest. It will survive an Adamant Leaf Blade from the Shiftry, and then just really is there to try to punish that Armarouge that I am definitely scared of with this team. Skeledirge is going to survive an Adamant Terra Ghost Terra Blast from a Sash Dragapult, which I think is a pretty good bring for him this week. He has a lot of physical attackers as well, so I'm going to try to Will-O-Wisp and Hex. There are no Ghost resists on his side, so I think that the Hex could be really strong for me this week. And the back half of the team, I think, is where it gets really interesting. It's how do I take advantage of these pledge moves? Well, I don't need a ton of speed. What I really need are Pokemon that are going to be able to win damage trades and potentially be bulky and just survive long time in the end game. And so that's why Garganacl is here. If I can get the Sea of Fire plus Salt Cure on a Pokemon, it's losing 1/4 of its health every turn. And if that Pokemon is Metagross, because it's a Steel type, it'll lose 37.5% of its HP every single turn in residual from the Sea of Fire and the Salt Cure damage. So that's what I'm going for. We are trying to just rack up residual chip and then finish things off with Salt Cures, with Sucker Punches, with Aqua Jets, just try to whittle things down and win this game pretty slowly. Try to slow the game down as much as I can. The Arbok, I'm Coil so that I don't miss my gunk shots, and I really do want those attack boosts so that I can actually do some damage back with those gunk shots. And with the Sucker Punches, of course. I'm Clear Amulet because he's got a couple of Intimidators, and Terra Fire to avoid any potential burns, Will-O-Wisp on Dragapult or Mimikyu. I'm a little bit nervous about. And really the centerpiece of the entire team is this Gothorita, as she always is. She is here to trap my opponents in the Sea of Fire, trap them into the Swamp, and to heal Pulse to keep my Skeledirge, my Garganacl, and my Arbok just as healthy as they can be. We are not quite min speed, but very slow on Gothorita. This is to underspeed his Alchemy, just in case he tries to set up Trick Room. I think that if Trick Room goes up, I'm in a much better position than he is, so I don't expect to see Trick Room this week, but it's nice just to have have to confirmation that I'll have the slowest Pokemon on the field. Gothorita, and then of course Garganacl. The other cool thing about Garganacl is that zero speed invest is perfect for it this week, because even with zero speed investment, 31 IV, if I can get the Swamp up in front of a Dragapult, Garganacl will outspeed Dragapult by 2 points, which that's something I'm really looking forward to. I don't know if Muhammad is going to be necessarily ready for that. For my Garganacl to be faster with his Dragapult speed quartered from the Swamp. But if I can get Trick Room up, Curse Garganacl I think could go really, really hard here with leftovers and recover and heal pulses from Gothorita. Just as long as I don't get crit, that is the game plan here. There are no anti-crit moves, or no anti-crit abilities for Garganacl. Doesn't get a shell armor or anything like that. The Arbok, just trying to do as much damage as possible, stacking my speed tiers with the Samurott, and then of course, Meowscarada and Skeledirge just trying to be fast and bulky, respectively. I am so nervous for this week, but I think I've got a team that can handle Muhammad's. And if nothing else, I think it's just going to be a ton of fun. I'm really, really looking forward to this week. I know Muhammad is going to be recording this game as well himself. He already asked me to do an interview after the game too. So definitely go watch his point of view. Watch the post-game interview. Hopefully it'll be a good one for me after this. Before I forget, also, as always, a huge shout out to Testing. That guy is just incredible. Helped me a ton. And I knew I wanted to bring pledges this week. I knew pledges and Garganacl were going to be really, really strong. But he really helped me kind of finalize these last 2 slots and solidify the kind of core of the team. So eternally grateful for everything that Colby does, helping me in draft. But with that, I've already run pretty late before I set. Another shout out to Muhammad for being so accommodating, for me eating into a lot of our time by being a little bit less prepared than I probably should have been. But we are going to get underway, and I'll see you all when we are about to start the battle. Okay, we are here, getting ready to start the battle. Of course, playing Cassiopeia, as you have to with any Battles in Scarlet and Violet. I feel so bad still for pushing back. I pushed this back like 25 minutes from our original start time, just because I had the wrong time in my head, and then needed to get some other stuff prepared, record that intro, all that good stuff. So yeah, big ups to Muhammad for being very accommodating with that. Okay. No Armor Rouge, love to see that. It is pretty much what I expected, which is good and bad. It is great because I think I have a game plan. It is bad because all of these mons are scary. Okay. I am very, very worried about, like a Murkrow Dragapult or Murkrow Shiftry lead. I think I might be able to get away with just leading Skeledirge. Like if I can go like Meowscarada Skeledirge right off the bat. This is definitely a time where I think the Sea of Fire could work. I think Arbok actually goes nuts here. Is it actually just Gothorita Arbok? It might just be Gothorita Arbok. He does have 2 ghosts, and his own faster fake out. But I think that could be really strong. The Garg is really good here too, and I think Skeledirge is still strong. It definitely is looking like a Trick Room angle, especially if he leads with that Murkrow. I also didn't mention, but I am Unnerve on my Arbok to avoid giving that Meowstic competitive. I also, if he happens to be running Resist Berry on anything, or a Citrus Berry Metagross, Citrus Berry and a Meowstic, things like that. It's nice to just keep those from getting procced. But yeah, Arbok kind of goes nuts. I hit everything except for the Murkrow super effectively, I think, right? Not the Mimikyu. The Mimikyu is neutral on both, the Gunk Shot and the Sucker Punch, but Terra Fire in front of that thing, yeah, I think Arbok could do a lot of really cool stuff here, and it is Murkrow Dragapult. Okay, it is Murkrow Dragapult. I know that my Gothorita... Okay, and he does get to see the Unnerve right away. I know that my Gothorita, this Foul Play is not going to KO Dragapult unless I Terra Dark. I think Terra Dark is still worthwhile. Actually, what I want to do is Terra Dark and Trick Room, so that I ignore a Prankster Taunt from the Murkrow, and I'll just Coil. I think I can start just getting pretty aggressive here. The scariest thing this Dragapult could do would be to target the Arbok, but I think the Gothorita is such a big threat that he might just ignore it. I am going to Terra. Okay, so he's not Terastallizing this turn. Making sure everything's still doing well over on the recording. So I am revealing a lot of information here immediately. You know, the Terra Dark, the Unnerve. It is going to be Dragon Darts. Oh my goodness, that's so much damage. I don't think that's banded though. Oh, and it's Icy Wind. Okay, so and now I'm revealing Clear Amulet. I don't think that's banded, and the damage it's going to do, I'm coiled up. Okay, I'm coiled up. Dragon Darts, one hit into Arbok if they are not choice banned. Let's say they're Adamant, is going to do 60 to 72. That did more than half. So I think they're... Yeah, they are banded. They are banded Dragapult, which means my Foul Play into that slot is extremely free, and a Gunk Shot into this slot. Or do I double into the Dragapult? How scared am I of the Murkrow? Not terribly. So I want to either KO... I want to make sure I knock out this Dragapult, even if they Terra. You know, if they go like a Terra Fairy here, or Terra Dragon. Oh, Haze. Okay. That's annoying. That's really annoying. But this Foul Play I should KO him. Terra Dark. No. Oh, thank goodness I landed. Okay. Okay, so he's bulky, I think. I think he has to be, like, super bulky for that to not KO. Yeah. Or he just, you know, he's banded and just doesn't have a ton of investment or something like that. Okay, this Meowstic comes out, though. I do want to try to get rid of the Murkrow. My Gothorita is super slow. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'll take this turn just to Heal Pulse and get a Gunk Shot off onto the Murkrow. Unfortunately, I just can't Coil. You know? I would love to try to force a Terra from this Meowstic, or this is covering for Protecting, you know, something like that. I can't Coil because he can just click Haze, but he's going to see the Heal Pulse. This actually might not matter if they just click Psychic into me, but I'm going to hit my Gunk Shot. Oh, that's great. Ooh, and the Poison? No Poison. And Uproar. Okay, so Haze, Icy Wind, and they reverse the Trick Room. Okay, but the Murkrow's locked into Uproar. The Murkrow's locked into Uproar. So I can Trick Room again and just Protect. So I've revealed pretty much my whole moveset, everything except for Sucker Punch. There's Alluring Voice. That's not going to KO. Yeah, we're too bulky. And the Uproar, it's a random target. You know, they are going to get that 50-50 there. They do get... I do reverse Trick Room, though. So we're back. Murkrow's still making an Uproar. I can take this turn to secure that KO. And I think a Terra Dark Foul Play from Gothorita will do more than a Sucker Punch from the Arbok. Actually, no, I don't care about the Murkrow, right? Because I can just Foul Play and Gunk Shot here. Yeah, this is going to do a lot, I think. I think this should do a little bit over half. I'm washed. I'm so bad. Oh, wow, but Arbok is so strong. Arbok is so strong, and that's a crit. Okay, and it's Yawn. Murkrow calms down. Okay, but I'm in a great position here. They still can't switch. So this Murkrow is just going to feint to a foul play this turn. And I'll just go out to Garg. Just in case, you know, they get cheeky, they try to double Yawn into that slot. Garg will also take, you know, any hits pretty well. I do have to be careful about the Alluring Voice on this Meowstic, though. I think that is definitely a big threat because I have the Coil and the Curse. But I had a really, really great early game. Put me in a great position here just to conserve my pieces. I still have not revealed Sucker Punch on the Arbok. The Foul Play is going to come out. They just might not have Protect on Meowstic. I mean, they're playing it like they just don't have Protect on that cat. Okay, they do reverse Trick Room. Okay, so we've seen Trick Room and Alluring Voice and Yawn. I would imagine it is competitive, and it is Metagross as the last. Okay. Okay. So I'll take this time to Foul Play into Meowstic and get Assault Gear onto this Metagross. Just start chipping it down. They have not Terastallized yet. I would imagine the Metagross is probably going to Terra here, but I don't know what it can Terra into. That would be especially scary. I guess I should have doubled the Meowstic if I think it doesn't have Protect, just to turn it into a 2v1 as soon as possible. I think that's probably the correct play. Because I'm going to be slower with everything. Actually, my Arbok should outspeed the Metagross. Unless they're like very fast Metagross. My Arbok should be faster, which is cool. They are going to Terra. That's Terra normal. Okay. He's not just gonna click Explosion, right? Okay, it's Yawn. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to KO both, so I will... Okay, Heavy Slam. Yeah, we eat that. Easy. Foul Play comes out. Now the question is, do I want to go back into Arbok? Because I will switch out Gothorita here. Also shout out Gothorita. 2 KOs. Love to see that. And just an early Salt Gear here. The question is, do I want to... Because I'm not going to reload Curse here. I'm just going to click Protect, Recover, you know, with my Garganacl. We're winning this one the slow way. I don't think I want... Because the question is, do I want to reveal Skeledirge here? Because I could either show him that I'm willing to bring the Skeledirge, which would de-incentivize the Metagross, but I have so many good answers to Metagross already. Or I could just bring Arbok back out, hide that 4th. And I think that's a little bit scarier. So it's just going to be a Protect. I think that's gonna... I think hiding the 4th Pokemon as long as I can is going to be my best course of action here, just to, you know, just to play those mind games. Just to play them a little bit. I did reveal the entire moveset on Gothorita outside of Fake Out, and I revealed everything except for Sucker Punch on the Arbok. But I think we can get this as a 4-0. I think we can get this 4-0. Barring critical hits. Because Metagross is just going to keep getting shipped down every single turn. We will Coil and Recover. We are going to play this one... We're going to play this one slow. I had to reveal so much information early in that game that I really just want to only click moves that he knows that I have. I also do learn, you know, we get to confirm that Arbok is faster. That's a crit, right? Yeah, okay. Glad I clicked Recover. And that's why you protect last turn for the extra turn of leftovers, because otherwise, that crit might have mattered. Now you might notice Garganackle, 207 HP stat, and you might be saying, Jacob, why would you run 207 HP stat? 208 is a multiple of 16. You could just run that. It's more optimal. You get, the optimal leftovers recovery. You're actually just losing. You're leaving almost a full point of HP on the table because Pokemon always rounds down every single turn with your leftovers. And to that, I'll say, take that up with Game Freak and the Pokemon Company for giving Garganackle and Rillaboom. That's so much more egregious. But giving Garganackle base 100 HP because max HP investment for 100 HP Mons is 207 stat. It is despicable what they do to these guys. Because Rillaboom then, if you want to run max HP, it's so suboptimal. It's heinous. It's really, really rude, honestly, what they did. That's also part of the benefit of playing a slower team, is that I do get to just have some time in the end game to run that down and yap about a little bit. Okay, cool. That felt really, really good. Yes, okay. I got some information. I'm almost certain that Dragapult was bulky choice band, because there's no other way that it does that much damage to Arbok with the Dragon Darts. And, well, actually, no. Okay, they might not be banded, because I don't think I was considering the Icy Wind damage as well. But if they're bulky banned, then they won't have as much attack investment. If they're bulky banned, they won't have as much attack investment, so it wouldn't do as much. But yeah, they need to be banded to do half to Arbok with a Dragon Dart. So that's gonna be my assumption. Choice band ? On the notes if I were taking them. Okay. Game 2. Now that I know that they have Trick Room, I definitely am scared of bringing the Swamp. The Samurott is interesting here, but I think I just want to set up the Sea of Fire. I think we can do something similar. We just go Sea of Fire, and then have Garg and Arbok in the back to try to clean things up. Does that work? There are no fire types. That's the thing, is the part of the reason why the armor is just so scary is that it's immune to the Sea of Fire because it's the fire type. Gothorita is just so strong that I feel really bad leaving her behind. But I really do want to try to get the Pledge Moose off. And because I won game 1, I have a little bit of wiggle room. The question is just the last two. It's Garg, Arbok, Gothorita as the options. I think Garg is so strong, and I didn't reveal its Terra. Gothorita does feel like it has to Terra in this game, so I can be a little bit more flexible by leaving it behind and having the Garganackle and the Arbok as potential options to Terra, especially if Mimikyu does come out, which I think is fairly likely, because it's a Pokemon that can at least survive some hits. But we'll see. The Sash on Meowscarada I think is going to be really, really important here. Okay, it is Mimikyu Dragapult. Cool. It is Mimikyu Dragapult. So I think we just do it. Right? We just Grass Pledge and Fire Pledge. We're going to break Disguise on Mimikyu. This is going to be it's 140, 150 base power fire move. That's going to do 12% to Mimikyu because of Disguise. I am scared of both of these Pokemon because they have just a lot of damage potential, but they are going to burn Terra immediately. That's great. They Terra immediately. It's going to be Dragapult. Is it just going to be Terra Ghost, Terra Blast? Terra Poison. Ooh. It's Terra Poison. Is it Terra Poison, Terra Blast? Okay, they're just going to U-turn. But thankfully the Mimikyu did not click Shadow Sneak, so I will get this attack off. And that clicking U-turn like that does imply to me that it is banded. Because, yeah, that's the problem, is he can run Adamant Choice Band with his... Let's go. He could run Adamant Choice Band with his Dragapult, and it still does outspeed everything on my team. It's Adamant Dragapult, if it's max speed, is going to be faster than Jolly Meowscarada, which hurts my heart. I'll be honest. There's Swords Dance. Okay. I do not like that. Oh, but I'm unaware. Oh, Jacob. Oh, Jacob. I am worried about a potential Terra Poison Terra Blast coming out from this Dragapult, because I am Terra Fairy on my Skeledirge, which I do want to click this turn, I think. I'm just going to Protect to get an extra turn, and I'm going to Terra Fairy and Wisp the Mimikyu. They've already burned Terra, so they can't go Terra Fire to get around this. Thinking now they could be Lumberry. They could absolutely be Lumberry, which would be not ideal for me. I am Citrus, which is cool because it will let me just take some hits better. The thing is, if they lock in a Terra Poison Terra Blast with Dragapult, if they are banded, I resist that with both of my mons in the back. Okay, it's a Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak Icy Wind. Okay, that's interesting. That is an interesting play. That does read to me like they are Lumberry, but we'll see. We'll see if it's revealed here. No. Okay, so this Mimikyu is going to be taking a lot of residual. Okay, because the Sea of Fire is going to do an 8th, and then they're going to lose... Then they're going to lose a 16th from this burn. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, we're getting it. We're getting it done. I want to save Meowscarada, I think. Not I think, I definitely want to save Meowscarada. It lasts for what, 2 more? Yeah, okay. So we're going to go to Garg. We're going to try to start setting up, and we are going to, I think, just Fire Pledge into Murkrow. Right? Just like some damage, you know? We'll get an idea of what the item is. Now that this Mimikyu's burned, I'm really not very scared of it. Yes, it's +2, but my Garganackle is very physically defensive, and my Skeledirge is unaware, so it's really just not going to be doing that much damage, and it's Taunt. Okay, cool. That's good tech. Okay, so it's Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak, Taunt, and just an Icy Wind. So yeah, I feel very good about that switch. Okay, that is not Eviolite. And Murkrow is not long for this world. Yeah, it's just going to faint next turn if it stays on the field. So... Actually, I was going to say, okay. My first thought was, this is a free curse. Because Murkrow either has to switch out or faint. And I can knock out Mimikyu with a Hex. But I think a Taunt, because they know their Mimikyu is pretty neutered here, a Taunt into Garganackle feels very likely. So I'm just going to get this Hex off. I'm just going to try... Okay, I am going to take both KOs this turn. That's awesome. And I'm not going to get taunted. Okay, they do get Tailwind up. Little last-ditch effort. I have double Sucker Punch, and it's Play Rough. Okay, so I could have gotten... that play still would have done pretty decent damage, I think. But between Curse and, you know, everything else, lefties, I think I would have had enough for the end game. But I am going to turn it into a 4v2, and I have double Sucker Punch in the back, which is awesome. Murkrow feints. I'll have to double check with Matt to see who claims that KO, if anyone does. I hope I can plan for Skeledirge. I really hope so. That guy's putting in a ton of work. And the cool part here is that I do Gastly Fire dissipates, but if they're Banded Dragapult, which again I think they are, I do get to see what it's going to lock into. A Terra Poison, Terra Blast makes some sense to me, but if that is the case, then I have an Arbok in the back that can just sit on them. I am going to Salt Cure... what? I'm going to Salt Cure Dragapult to try to chip it into range of a Sucker Punch. And I will just protect with... no. I'm still taunted, actually, right? Yeah, I'm still taunted, so I can't protect. So I will Fire Pledge to break... no, I'm going to Fire Pledge just for damage here. I want to try to get rid of this Dragon Ball. They are going to lock Terra Blast. So that's going to do a lot. This should KO, I think. Yeah. The question is, does Shiftry knock out Garg at +1? And I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think I should be able to take this. Yeah, okay. Okay, I am going to take that. That's very good. And Dragapult's being Salt Cured. Okay. Okay. The goal here is to turn this into a 1v1 Arbok against Shiftry. So, I'm going to go Meowscarada. And this is going to be a pretty easy double protect on this turn. Actually, depending on the order of these moves, I might be able to get a little bit cheeky here, because this is always a double protect, just to try to stall another turn of Tailwind and get some residual damage on this Dragapult. I think I am going to have to hit a Gunk Shot in this endgame, which I don't love. Actually, if I think they're... oh, they're protecting Shiftry. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's okay. If I think they're banded, which I think they are. Okay, yeah, it's Terra Blast again. Because if you're not banded, you go for Dragon Darts there. So I'm like certain they're banded. So actually, the play is to try to preserve some pieces. Salt Cure lasts even when Garganacl switches out. So I am going to be able to switch out to Arbok. This Sucker Punch will not KO Dragapult, but it's going to do enough damage, hopefully, that 2 more turns of Salt Cure should be enough to KO. And if not, I have another Sucker Punch. So I do reveal my 4th. My Sucker Punch is going to come out. Okay. Oh, I get the crit. That's really, really fortunate. That is pretty fortunate. Okay. So they're going to knock out Meowscarada. I'm hoping this is just a Leaf Blade. Good, okay. I really hope that they don't get the crit back. Okay, that does a lot, but I don't think that's a crit. I think Shiftry's just strong. I think Shiftry is just that guy. Okay, sick. That's great. That's awesome. So I think we should have this now. Tailwind Peters. Oh, actually not. If Shiftry is faster than Arbok, which I think they are, and if they have like knockoff or something that'll knock out Arbok at +1, then I think things get actually very spooky. I'm gonna go for Gunk Shot and Salt Cure right away. But yeah, if they can knock out Arbok here, actually things are not safe. Okay, it's Sucker Punch. And that is gonna knock me out. Okay. Okay. That's bad. So that's probably the game unless I get like a million protects. Okay. Yeah, okay. I played that endgame a little bit sloppily. I think I lost my train of thought a little bit there, but what I was saying was, if I think that the Dragapult is banded, then I should always focus down the Shiftry. So that my Arbok, and more importantly my Garganacl, will just beat it 1v1. Okay, I'm gonna need, what, 5 more protects? Unless I can hit like a triple. No, okay. I was like, unless I can hit a triple and like that'll, like, the leftovers recovery would get me out of range of another Leaf Blade. But no, okay. Yeah, Mop did that well. And then, you know, of course, Identify, just knocking out the Arbok there. Yeah, okay, that Shiftry's a problem. That Shiftry's definitely a problem. I need to preserve Skeledirge for it. Yeah, I just don't think this is the Pledge's game, unfortunately. Just wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be there. Okay. Now we lock in. Now we lock in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts going on up here right now. Okay, so they led the Mimikyu, which is Taunt, plus the Dragapult. They led double Ghost, which is like, you know, covering for the Gothorita, of course. I think... Sorry, I was thinking, can I be cheeky and try to double Sucker Punch this Dragapult immediately? Will that even KO? Because we know that they are pretty bulky. But let's say they're max HP. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. Even, you know, Terra Dark with Masquerada, the double Sucker Punch just isn't enough. Okay, in that case then, I think it's leave Masquerada behind. I think it's just these top 4 again. We can go... What? I think we just go Dirge, Goth? Yeah, we'll go Dirge, Goth. If they do the same thing, if they lead double Ghost again, they can't taunt both of them. So I'll either get Trick Room or I will burn something. And both of those things are very, very valuable. And if they don't lead double Ghost, then I have Fake Out Pressure. Okay, it's Mimikyu Murkrow. The Murkrow we know is not Eviolite, so it could be Covert Cloak. I am going to try to Wisp the Mimikyu again and click Trick Room. I am fully anticipating them to taunt the Gothorita, but just in case they don't, that would be great news for me. So it's going to be a Wisp, and it's going to be a Trick Room. Murkrow, we've seen what? It's Tailwind, Haze, Icy Wind. Haze is interesting when you have a Sword Stance Murkrow, or a Sword Stance Mimikyu, and you have Icy Wind on it, so you can't click Haze after Icy Winding. So they are going to taunt Gothorita, and it's going to be Uproar. It's going to target into the Skeledirge. Okay. I don't know... Yeah, I don't know what the Uproar is for. I guess it's for Smeargle Spores, I would assume. But... I feel like they're just stronger plays. Oh, no, because the Murkrow's forced onto the field. The Murkrow's stuck. So I'm going to Fire Pledge into that slot, I think. And Foul Play the Mimikyu. Yeah, I'm just going to get damage. Because I think Fire Pledge we saw was a 2-hit KO, potentially game 1, or last game. And if I can get rid of this Murkrow, I mean, it doesn't do a ton for it. It gets rid of their Tailwind, which is actually really important. Yeah, getting rid of Tailwind would be super, super good here. Yeah, it's just Shadow Sneak. Yeah, because it's Shadow Sneak, Play Rough. Yeah, this Mimikyu can't do anything. A cool interaction is that it doesn't get locked into Uproar because the Uproar failed turn 1. So my Fire Pledge is going to come out. Yeah, that's great damage. And Foul Play. Now I'm going to leave this Murkrow completely alone. Is that true? Am I going to do that? How many turns of Taunt? This is the last turn of Taunt. Actually, no. I'm going to Hex into Mimikyu to get this KO. And swap into... No, I want to keep this on the field. I'm just going to Foul Play. Because that's the only thing I can do. Because, yeah, they are going to click Tailwind this turn. It's probably just Tailwind Shadow Sneak, I would assume. No, it's going to be Taunt. Okay. That's fair. That's a fair play. But I do get this Hex off, which is awesome. And Murkrow is still just kind of a dead slot. I can't imagine this Foul Play KOs. Great. Yeah, I want to keep this thing on the field. Because now I'm not taunted anymore. They are Uproar, Haze, Tailwind, Icy Wind. So there's no taunt on this Murkrow. The Shiftry is Protect, Leaf Blade, Sucker Punch. They go Dragapult. They go Dragapult. I will Hex this slot, I think, for damage. Actually, I will Hex this slot, and I will go out to... I'll go out to who? I think I can go Arbok here, because then I threaten Sucker Punches. Because I can definitely see like a U-turn from this Dragapult this turn. No, they are going to Terra Poison. Okay. Yeah, because I could definitely see like a U-turn into the Gothorita slot just to try to do some damage. But I want to try to see what this Dragapult was going to lock itself into. Plus, if I force it to Terra, then I have Fake Out Pressure later. Okay, it's Dragon Darts. That is strong. That is a lot of damage, but Skeletor's is going to eat that pretty well. Uproar does go into the Arbok, who is not long for this world. And Hex doesn't do that much. They are absolutely bulky. Still one more turn of Taunt. This is going to be a Fire Pledge. I could Terra Fairy here, but I'm really not threatened by the Dragon Darts at all. So I'm just going to Fire Pledge into this slot and Sucker Punch, because I haven't revealed that yet. And angle for the Terra Dragon. Yeah, that's not going to KO. Angling for the Terra Dragon Garganacl endgame. That's what we're going for. Okay, darts go there. I actually don't want to take this KO, I don't think. Because I can get Gothorita out and just click Trick Room. Yeah, Uproar's gonna go into there. Because, yeah, they... Okay, that's, like, perfect. Yeah, that's... That is, like, perfect. Because this Dragapult is Turbo Banded. I am certain of it now. So, I'll leave Skeledirge. I'm not going to protect, because I don't want to... Yeah, I'm not going to protect because I don't want to have both Dragon Darts hit Gothorita and give it another chance to crit. I'm going to click Wisp into Murkrow to purposefully not take a KO this turn as I set up Trick Room. Murkrow could... Oh, actually, no. I was going to say Murkrow could also switch out. It can. These Pokemon are actually trapped on this field. Because the end game is Wisp into Murkrow. Doesn't matter if it hits or not. Dragon Arts is going to come out. Yeah, we eat. Doesn't matter if this Will-O-Wisp hits the Murkrow or not. Okay, thank goodness. Because now I angle for next turn. I know neither of these Pokemon can protect. And so I can just take both KOs this coming turn and have a 3v1 end game here. I think yeah. I think we're good. What could scare me? What is a scary fourth? I think all of them are fine because the Meowstic loses to Skeledirge Gothorita, and the Metagross and the Shiftry both lose to Terra Dragon Garganacl. So I'm going to Fire Pledge, and I'm going to Foul Play. And neither of them have priority moves either. So I'm just going to take both KOs this turn. I would imagine it's still the Shiftry is the fourth. I think that's the most likely. But I can definitely see a world where it's the Metagross. But Shiftry is just really strong in my team. And you know, props to Muhammad for recognizing that. Game 2, like that, yeah. Game 2, I kind of got cooked, not gonna lie. This is why, you know, I had to... the commentary slowed down a little bit between games. You know, I had to take some time. You know, just kind of sit with that. This is just Wisp Foul Play. Yeah, they're gonna protect, that's fine. I could have tried to call the Protect, and I could have clicked Heal Pulse into Skeledirge. But I think it's fine either way. I'm curious. I would assume it has another Dark move. It might just be Fake Out, though. Like, they might just have no way to hit either of these Pokemon. I am going to Foul Play again. Because I also think that Gothorita lives a Sucker Punch. Okay, yeah, I think it is just Fake Out as the fourth move then. I think Sucker Punch is their only Dark move, which also means that Skeledirge just beats this. Oh, that's cool. That's very good. Which also means... No, that's a lie. I was going to say, which also means that Garganacl switches in for free. That's a crit. Okay, I was going to say, that's resisted. Garganacl does not switch in for free. Skeledirge, I hope will get this last KO. I am going to Terra Fairy. Actually, I think he's going to protect on the last turn of Trick Room. No, I'm going to Terra Fairy and Fire Pledge to try to get this KO, and I am just going to bring out Garganacl just to have it hit the field for the stats, just to show that Garganacl existed in this game. It also resets Fake Out pressure, which is good. And if he protects, then I can start... Well, if he protects, then I just win next turn. And if he doesn't protect, then I win this turn, I think. That should be how this works. Okay, yeah, cool. And that's going to be the game. Okay. Ooh, yeah, okay. It got a little bit spooky there. It got a little bit spooky there for a bit, but we clawed back. We made it back, and we got that dub. And it's all thanks to that Skeledirge and the Garganacl. So good. And the Arbok showing why we had to go out of our way to pick that guy up. That was so important. You know, getting the Sucker Punch chip on the Dragapult, getting the Gunk Shots game 1. Arbok went bananas game 1. Got 2 KOs. And then game 3, it almost did, and then I just lost. But that's on me. That's on me. That's not on Arbok. That's on me. You know. So we are gonna go back. Let's close out the same way we did the last time. We'll pull up the team. There we go. Yeah. MVPs. MVPs all around. Yo, Samurott, in our hearts. In our hearts, this Samurott went bananas. In our hearts, this Samurott got every KO. But no, I think the pledges are difficult to use because they're pretty telegraphed. But, and yes, I did lose the one game that I actually got to click the pledge moves. But I think they do something to your opponent's brain that, like, you know, makes it a little bit easier for Pokemon like Garganacl and Arbok to just kind of go crazy. I think Skeledirge is the perfect Pokemon for the pledge moves. It's slow, it's pretty strong, it's got an awesome ability and recovery of its own. It can use, you know, just a very, very strong Sea of Fire from the Masquerada, or it can use the very strong water, you know, pledge move if the Samurott moves first. And it's just great at sitting on the field. Skeledirge, so good this week. Yeah, man, they're all great. And of course, hands down, I love this guy. I wanted to get this Arbok so bad. I think everybody else in the league kind of knows who I was talking to throughout the process. Was like, I was letting them know. I was like, okay, I really want Arbok on my team. I think Arbok can do some really, really cool stuff. I just got to see it right there. Yep, put in a ton of work. I think I'm going to go hop on over to, yeah, I'm going to hop on a call with Muhammad here in a second. So that'll be linked, you know, down below. You can, you know, check out the interview, the post-game interview with Muhammad. Oh, I clicked something and now everything's going crazy on my computer. So I'll figure that out too. And 2-0, baby. I'll see y'all next week.